Say that with me, young people. What I learned has a tremendous impact on what I can earn. So here's my first point. It'll be on the screen. School is a place where you go to do what? Learn. Say that with me. School is a place where I go to learn. You go to school, you have to have a different frame of mind. You guys have had, 2 months off? And in 2 months, I know the summer mentality. You're relaxed, you're set back, not really much of an agenda, but tomorrow is go time. And tomorrow you got to be able to hit that switch, because it's not just about you going to school tomorrow. Tomorrow we start working on your future again. You took a break during the summer, but tomorrow we start working on your future. And what you got to do is, when you set your mind to learn, look for distractions. The enemy is the master of distractions. Here's what I know. The devil cannot destroy you, but he can get you to destroy yourself. And when you're sitting in class, you would think, it's just class. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to write notes. I'm not going to pay attention. That distraction, I believe, is demonic. Because when you get distracted, you're missing all of this information that you're going to need to pass the test. When you get sent to ISS, or you get put outside of the class, or you're involved in something in the classroom that doesn't have anything to do with your education, understand, I believe it's demonic. I believe the enemy is distracting you so that you don't get a proper education. So look out for distractions. And number one, make sure you're not a distraction. Here's my notes, and I want to share this with you. Whenever the devil wants to destroy someone, the first thing he does is use what? Let me say that again, because this is profound but simple. Whenever the devil wants to destroy someone, the first thing he does is use distractions. You can go all the way back to the Garden of Eden. He used distractions to help Adam and Eve destroy themselves. He used distractions because if he can get you to lose focus, then he'll get you to mess up your future. You don't believe me? Ask some of your family members. Everybody in this room's got family members who lost their focus, got distracted, and they didn't end up where they could have ended up. Don't be distracted tomorrow. And I know it's going to be hard, because everybody's going to be coming together. You're going to see all your little friends. You want to show somebody your little new shoes, your new little backpack. There's a time and a place for all of those things. One of the things I taught my children was, when you step inside the classroom, game time is over. How many of you want to be great when you become grown? Not average, not mediocre. I'm talking about you already know. You can't be afraid to say these things, because if you don't really lock into it, it won't ever happen. So I'm going to say that again. How many of y'all know you want to be great one day when you get to be grown? Give yourself a hand there, because you're already halfway there. You know what you want. Somebody say, I cannot afford to be distracted. Point number 2, I told you I had 3. School is a place where you go to lead. What's number 1? School is a place you go to do what? Learn. There you go. What's number 2? School is a place you go to lead. Does it mean to follow? Does it mean to do what everybody else is doing? So when I tell you that I want you to go to school to lead, I'm literally talking about you separating yourself from everybody else. I'm literally talking about when you walk the halls and you sit in the classroom, or when you enter that school, there should be something different about you that says, I'm not like them. Kendrick Lamar says, they're not like us. You should be able to say, I'm not like them. And them is anybody that's not at school to learn. Them is anybody who doesn't want anything. And everybody in this room knows they're how do I say this nicely? There are a group of people in your school, students in your school, who go to school, but they're not there to learn. Every one of you know somebody like that. I pray to God you're not that person. I pray to God you're not the person that's the class clown. Somebody say distractions. Leaders can't be leaders if they cannot get past the distractions. Leaders can't be leaders if they can't get past the distractions. One of the things that makes a leader a great leader, they actually get beyond the distractions, and what distracts most people doesn't bother them. Say this with me. Leaders set the example for others to follow. So you two that gave me that definition, y'all gave me perfect definitions. Leaders do what? They set the example for others to follow. And let me say this. You don't do it with your mouth. You don't do it by going into the school saying, hey, the leader has arrived. Sit down. No, that's not how you do it. You lead by example. In other words, how you carry yourself. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. I'm old school. I still believe in yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am. I still believe in that. Why? Because when a young person says that, you know what that says to the older person? Oh, you got some good upbringing. You different. You're respectful. So tomorrow when you go to school, make sure, and this may not be something you normally do, but starting tomorrow, make sure when you go to school, if somebody asks you a question, it's yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Somebody say that's what leaders do. Here's what it means to be a leader. If you see any of the following: another student struggling to make friends, another student being picked on, another student who is new, shy, or not with the in crowd, or another student who is eating lunch alone, what I want you to do, what I want you to do, what I want you to do, what are you gonna do? Because let me tell you something, folks. The world is filled with people who don't fit in. And most of you in this room, you don't fit in. But you're so desperate to fit in that you change who you are, so you wind up with fake friends. You do things you shouldn't do, say things you shouldn't say, because you're so desperate to fit in. Let me give you, I don't want to call it a shortcut because I don't like shortcuts. Let me give you the key to life. Be you. Be true to you. Don't change who you are, because when you change who you are, you change your destiny. So every person in this room, if you really want to be a leader, if you see somebody being picked on, you're going to do something about it. You're going to tell the teacher, you're going to write a note. You can be low-key with it, write a note. Hey, such and such is picking on somebody. See, God is watching everything we do. One of the things I'm trying to do in this church is I'm trying to push these church walls out so that we don't just come in here and be churchy and then nothing we say or do outside church walls looks anything like our faith. As believers, you should stand up for those who are picked on. Here's my point, guys. My point is, when you go to school, have your eyes open. Look for opportunities to lead. Ask yourself, what would Jesus do? How many of you love God? Okay. How many have given your life to Christ? Then I believe that if Jesus was in school, Jesus would be concerned about these situations. That he would love his brothers and sisters enough to help people, because let me tell you something, I believe that's why you're in the school. You're in the school to get an education, but I believe you go to this church, I believe you go to whatever school you go to have a kingdom impact. I just believe that God has allowed you to be where you are to make a difference. Here's my stance, and I need every one of you to hear this and get this in your spirit, because you represent your families, you also represent this church. Do not make fun of someone for being tall. Do not make fun of someone for being short. Do not make fun of someone for being chubby or skinny. Do not make fun of someone for being gay. Do you hear me, Freedom Church? Do you hear me? All right, here's the next one. Do not make fun of someone for wearing the same clothes every day. This is real simple, but if I don't teach it, we miss it. Do not make fun of someone who wears the same clothes every day. And that's real easy to do when you fresh every day. When you fresh and you got on new this and new that from head to toe, and then you see somebody wearing the same thing every day. As a pastor, I've always tried to teach my children to be compassionate. And just because you're blessed doesn't give you a right to make fun of people who may not be as blessed as you are. And you will see children who come to school wearing the same clothes every day. Don't pick at them. Pray for them. My children, and I know I did something right. My children would come home and say, Dad, there's a boy at school who keeps wearing the same dirty jacket every day, and it smells really bad, and the kids are picking at him. Can we get him a jacket? Sure, we'll get him a jacket. Dad, there's a girl in my school, she don't have no shoes. Shoes are run over and the kids are picking at her. Can we get her some shoes? Absolutely, we can get her some shoes. I've been doing this for a long, long, long time. People wonder why I'm blessed. And I'm giving young folks the game, because sometimes old people they got issues. But I'm gonna give you young folks the game. Start being a blesser early in life. And I promise you, on everything that I know to be true, by the time you reach my age, you have blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings, because you have been a blesser your entire life. If you got 2 pencils and somebody need one, real simple. Here's a pencil. You got a lunch and they ain't got no lunch. You see the same person going to the lunchroom every day and they're never eating. And you sitting there, tray on top of trays. Compassion. Hey, take this right here. How many of y'all want to be blessed again? How many of y'all want to be great again? Then let pastor teach you. Let pastor give you the keys to the kingdom. Because there are not many young folks that are doing what I'm teaching y'all. Shucks, there ain't many churches teaching what I'm teaching y'all. They just send you to school and want you to make good grades. It's not enough. I don't want you just to be a good student. I want you to be a good human being. When you come through those doors and you live the life I'm trying to get you to live, I want people to ask you a couple of questions like, hey, who are you? Who's your family? What church you go to? And then you can say Freedom Church. Now, if you're in ISS, you in the office, you get put in the hallway and ask you what church you go to, tell them Southside Baptist. Tell them Hope Church. Tell them Union Grove. Tell them anything except Freedom Church. Amen? How many of y'all understand what I'm doing, young folks? You understand what I'm saying? I took time out of my schedule because I thought this was important. I'm not trying to preach. I'm trying to set the tone and the temperature on top of whatever your parents are going to tell you. Because your parents are going to have some things for you. They're going to have some guidelines for you. Your parents are going to have a conversation with you, if they have not already had one, about their expectations. Your parents are going to have a conversation with you, if they haven't already, about the rewards that they're going to have in store for you for all the A's you're going to make. Yeah, I promise you it's coming. They didn't even know it was coming, but it's coming. Yeah, they're gonna have a conversation with you to let you know that if you reach these goals, I'm going to bless you because I want to show you that I care about your education. You should clap about that. You didn't even know that was coming. That's coming. Look how the parents looking, like it is. Yep, it's coming. Do not make fun of someone if they smell mustard. How many of y'all ever gone to school and you forgot to put your deodorant on? Come on, y'all, tell the truth. Come on. I've come to church and forgot to put it on. Yeah, man, I'll be up here preaching like, somebody stink. Like, oh, that's you real? I forgot, amen, somebody? It happens to the best of us. What you may not understand, because some of us are so blessed, and you might not even think you're blessed, and oftentimes you don't know you're blessed until you know what somebody else is going through. How many of y'all got running water in here? I would venture to say every person's got running water, right? How many got a roof over your head? You don't know this, but there's people in your school, students that you sit by, who don't have a roof over their head, who don't have running water. So when you see somebody that may not be as sharp as you and may not look as good as you, understand that person might be going through. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to pick at nobody this year. What we're not going to do is we're not going to raise ourselves above people because we might be doing a little bit better. What we're going to do is we're going to look for opportunities to bless. And I tell you this, young people, and I'm empowering you to be a disciple. I want everybody to hear me because I'm going to talk from my heart and I'm going to talk from my bank account. I want every young person to hear me. Are y'all listening? If you didn't hear anything else I said prior to this, please listen to what I'm about to say. Is every young person listening to your pastor? Here's me talking from my heart and my bank account. If you see somebody at your school, whatever school you go to, and they seem to be struggling, don't have food, don't have clothes, you can look at them and tell something's not right. I need you to let me know. When you let me know, guess what we're gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna bless them. Guess who gets to be a part of that? You do. You're the eyes and the ears of this church. You're the eyes and the ears of this ministry. So you say, Pastor, I got somebody at school and the kids are picking on them. Is there anything we can do? Yeah. What school it is? Let's see what we can do. How many of y'all will make an oath right now to me as a young person that if you see somebody that is in need, that you will let me know? Real simple. I just need you to promise me you'll do that this year. Then give yourself a hand. That's how you become great. All right, here's the last one before I go to number 3. Do not bully students. How many of you have ever been bullied? And I know some of you have. How many of you ever been bullied? If you've never been bullied, just let me tell you from experience, it's a horrible thing. There have been students who've committed suicide because somebody was bullying them. I hope that this year, this church will make a stance that if you see somebody being bullied, you'll say something. That you'll let an administrator know, let a teacher know, let your pastor know. And if you're ever bullied, let your parents know. Let your parents know that there's somebody picking on you, somebody talking about you, somebody trying to, how do I say this, goat you into a fight. Because if you don't know how to handle a bully can ruin your life. A bully can have you hating yourself. A bully can have you thinking that you're nothing. And the truth of the matter is, people that bully other people, they're the ones that are sick. They're the ones that are really going through. And they feel good about themselves by making other people feel small. So this year, I want you to be a leader, and I want you not to bully any students. Here's number 3. School is a place. Let's go back to number 1. What did I say school was a place to do number 1? Good. Number 2, school is a place we go to do what? All right, here's number 3. School is a place where you go to let our light shine. How many say you're saved? How many say you love God? How many say you're believers? Okay, so your light should shine when you go to school. If you see another student, struggling to make friends, if you see another student being picked on who is new or shy or not with the in crowd, if you see another student who is eating lunch alone, let your Christian light shine. Let your Christian light shine, not just tomorrow, but every day you go to school. Be different. Somebody say, I gotta learn, I gotta lead, and I gotta let my light shine. Give yourself a hand. You made it.